What's up, babies? How y'all doing, bro? How you doing? How you doing? Oh man, feels good to be back. Feels good to be in this trading setting, you know. But as you guys can see, I am not your typical Wall Street type of trader. You know what I'm saying? With a suit on and this very serious professional look to it. I mean, I'm chilling right now. In a way. You know, I'm in my parents' crib, in my room at my parents' house. Very casual, very non demure, what they say. But yeah, just wanting to make this video. I know I didn't do a market breakdown on Sunday. I won't lie, I'll take accountability for that. So today, what I'm going to do is we're just going to look over the markets, just do a basic top-down analysis of some of the markets that I do trade, do take action in, and am very involved in trades that or pairs that I've been watching for well over 2-3 years now. So I'm looking to get it popping, get it started, get it rocking, get it pop, lock, jaw, and dropping. Yeah. I've been thinking more and more and more and more and more, and I don't know. I feel that maybe, and just maybe, I could progress even more and even faster and even more effectively as a trader if I do maintain focus on one pair. Right? And I thought that, and I have seen the progression from, I had 8 to 10 pairs on my thing, and then it went down to 6. 2024, I had like 6 pairs that I was actively looking at every single day. Now it went to 4 as of like 5-6 months ago. And now I'm just like, should I low-key just stick to like 1 or 2 pairs? Should I chop this thing in half? And because it's like, I'm not trading all 4 of these every day. And I'll look at them, but just a thought. But let's get into this analysis. Let's get into this analysis. Break this thing down. And like, you know what I'm saying? Carry it on with our day. So let me just move myself over here. Alright, so like I said, first pair. This is raw dog, hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh. Haven't really looked at the charts much at all this week. Just been going at it with different things, but let's get into it. Like I said, so daily time frame, right? Daily time frame. Obviously, now we can see that gold has rallied all the way up here to the upside. Still hasn't reached these highs quite yet, but it could very well be on its way there, if of course it does carry on with this momentum. But overall, I remember like for months, gold has been on this crazy rally to the upside, and it's been steadily going all the way up, and eventually reaching 4,381.440. You know what I'm saying? But it's been going, and it's just going and going, right? And a lot of it has been due to just a lot of various events going on in the U.S. Within the past few months, which of course then a lot of people started to take their money out of stocks, or maybe just diversify their money and to put it in safe havens such as gold, and some people such as crypto, if you consider that a safe haven. But gold is probably one of the most notorious or popular safe havens. So right now, as you can see, last week we were pretty much consolidating, right? Price finally had gone to the downside, we can see that it created equal highs, and then what, it broke this low, break of structure, came out here, lower high, came down, broke this low, right? And then we kind of found this area of support, right? Price had already stopped here, and what did it do? It came down, but it came back up, right? Came down, but it came back up. Came down, but came back up. And as it was doing that, what was it doing? Creating higher highs. Higher lows, as it kept rejecting this area right here, right? Most people look at this as, oh, no, it broke. Not really. And of course, if you look on the smaller time frames, yes, it's gonna look like a break because it took multiple candles. But when you look on the 4-hour, all it was doing was testing it, or all it was doing was just, jabbing at it. Did I just freeze? I hope I didn't. But it's just jabbing at it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. Didn't break it. Didn't KO it. Nothing like that. It's just testing it out. I'm just you know what I'm saying? Okay, I see you. And it came to the upside, right? Higher highs, I keep saying highs, higher lows, and then ultimately it did create some new highs. So broke out of all this, and what else did it do? It broke past the moving average, something that I also look at. So we go on the daily, it did break structure, coming back up to the upside. And right now, I would just look at certain areas of previous exhaustion, which I do have highlighted. Like right here, this is a pretty decent area of exhaustion, meaning that it's pretty broad as compared to like this one or like this one. It's a pretty big exhaustion area. So price has now came back to it on the daily. It's showing up like this. So we have exhaustion kind of displaying a doji right here. So I'm just gonna play it like I would just kind of play this as just be cautionary. Just, you know what I'm saying? Be a little timid with it. Don't do too much. Considering that this is a key area of exhaustion, so it can very well, break to the downside, maybe temporarily, but I think ultimately it will come all the way back up here, especially based on this momentum. And if we look on the weekly time frame, this is really all just a pullback and potential push. Right here on the weekly, we do have this large green candle, so it could close as a bullish engulfing on the weekly, which will be great. On the daily, we have, bullish engulfing, engulfing there as well. So very bullish, very momentous, if I want to call it that. Yeah, just highlighting these areas of exhaustion, just going to see if this could potentially come up and reach these equal highs. That's gold. EJ on the daily, also pretty bullish overall. And if we look on the 4-hour, we had a lot going on. Where right here, I remember this area of exhaustion came out, broke it, higher low, came out, higher high. What did it do? Came back down, right? And we can look at this as a break and ultimate just break of structure. Going there down to the downside is bearish, but on the daily, it's really just a higher low, right? This is the main low, didn't even come all the way back down here. So this is really just a higher low, right here. Did display some bearish candles, but we see how it struggles to continue to the downside, especially right here where we have a bearish bullish candle right there. If you go on the daily or higher time frames, that would look like a doji. You're not really seeing it on the daily, but on the higher time frames, it would probably look like a doji, considering that it opened right here. Well, it started off right here and then came literally right back to where it started. So, and then ultimately created a higher low. And after that higher low, what else did it do? It broke the moving average and just overall respecting or corresponding with this area of support right here, right? And in response to that, it's going to go back up, right? Breaking this high, breaking these highs. And as you can see, since the 6th, or literally a week ago, it's been steadily going to upside. And where could it reach? Oftentimes, well, first of all, I go on the weekly or maybe even the monthly to see where the previous highs were. So we're right here, right? I'm noticing this area right here. I just want to highlight like the overall area, and we can definitely highlight this entire point. But I mean, this was, wow. I'm not even looking at I'm not even looking at the year. This is 1990. It could very well reach up there. It hasn't reached this far since 1990, which is kind of crazy and a little ambitious considering how far we are from it. That's one. That's one. Another thing that I like to do is pull out my fibs from point A, point B, which is this peak point right here, point C, and then point D. So right now we're at the negative 27, and it could potentially reach the negative 61.8. And I just highlight these TP zones just to give me like somewhere to look for or look forward to. So it could continue to keep going based off this momentum, based off the higher low on the higher time frames, and everything just overall looking bullish. Everything is aligning with each other, and you know, just steadily going to the upside. Simple. UJ, man, I haven't looked at these pairs in a while. UJ is a bit tricky in a sense because we have been bearish, and I kept convincing myself that it would go back to the upside. As you can see, you see all these arrows. I thought price was going to break structure and head back to the upside, basically because we had, first of all, we had this area of support, and then we had this area of kind of support, exhaustion right here, exhaustion right here. And a while ago, I thought price was going to respect it and head to the upside, but it didn't do that. It didn't do that. It didn't do that. It didn't do that. Right? It didn't do that. So let's go back to let's go down to the 4-hour, and you can see a little more detail. Like right here, I found that price was struggling to break this area, but it was struggling to break above here. So we were consolidating. I thought it was going to break above. What did it do? No, it respected it, kept going to the downside. Okay, cool. We are at this overall area of support, right? Exhaustion area. I thought that it was going to respect it, go to the upside, right? Exhaustion. Failed to break above here. What did it do? Keep going down. Kept going down. But it displayed a higher low here. And after that higher low, I mean, it's just respecting it all along here. Failing to break below, right? And this overall, this entire area, I would consider a higher low. And let's go to the higher wait, we're on the 4-hour already. But daily, yeah, you can see it. Overall, this is just a higher low on the daily. Overall. So I do expect this to head up to the upside. Now, how long it will shoot to the upside, I don't quite know, because it could just come up here, stay up here for a little while, and continue to go to the downside. You know, just kind of got to play it out. It just used, you know, the eye test based off what price is displaying. We could pull out fibs from point A, point B, based off the daily time frame. And right now we're at a 38.2. It could potentially come all the way up to a 50% or all the way up to a 61.8%. It could come up all the way, Jesus, all the way to this moving average and respect the 61.8 as well, corresponding, and continue to go down. Or it could just continue to go up and break this overall structure, this bear structure. So we just got to play it out and just see what it does. But I mean, if we do look on the daily, I mean, it did break below these points. So weekly did break below these points. So when in doubt, go to the higher time frames, and they would definitely show you everything you need to see, right? Just overall. So this is bearish based off these time frames, but it is at this moving average. So we'll just see. I also want to put a moving average, not moving average, a fib from here to here, point A, point B. This is a 38.2 currently. So let's just see how this plays out. Lastly is UJ. So you see on the weekly, I do have a trend line, point A, point B, point C, which price is currently at. And recently, it's been very bullish. Same thing with EJ, just bullish material. We have area of supports. We have area of resistance. What did it do? Break above, higher low, broke above the moving average the entire time as it's continuing to the upside, which it should be above the moving average. Steadily going to the upside. What? Creating areas of support. I mean, this is clean. This is clean. Look at this. This is artwork. This is like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This the type of stuff that'll make you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, yeah. So, yeah, if you know, you know. But I mean, let me change this. No, I like it. I like this. I like this. I like this. This is. I love when I can mark the market up. I can do my little markers, my little analysis. Come back a week later, and this thing looks butter. I mean, it's not that hard. Just make your analysis, make your bias and your TPs, and just see if price will get there. What did it do? It came to our negative 27%. Based off our fibs, we can see that on the higher time frames. And this is based on, where did I have it at? I have too much going on, low key. But I think, let's just take this off. Let's take this one off. I don't need this right now. This is the one I'm focused on. So this is all the way down here. Point A, point B, point C, point D, which it basically hit. It basically hit. And then this other one, what is this based off? This is point A. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Take that off. I don't think that's really relevant. Whoa. Okay, so currently for right now, we can also draw a fib from, let's just kind of refresh this, point A, point B, point C. Look at that. I love when the negative 27s can align with each other. That's butter. That's beautiful. I love to see stuff like that. So little highlight, and yes, it's going to hit this negative 27, because why wouldn't it? You know, why not? Why not? Why not? It has the momentum. We do see the higher lows, potential higher low incoming, and it's just been rallying up steadily above the moving average. Look at this moving average. It's not like slanted in this degree, but it's like literally like this. This is bullish. This is prime bullish on the 4 hour right now. So let's go down to the hourly. I just love the way this looks right now. Loving the way it looks. As long as it stays above these previous lows, I don't see why it couldn't come all the way up here, which I believe it would. So I like this. Definitely paying attention to this overall trend line, which it could definitely bounce off after hitting this negative 27. It could come all the way to the downside and breaking structure, all that stuff, and continue to go down. We'll see. Or it could just keep going up and maybe even testing these previous highs. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is just playing it out, having a long-term view of how the market could potentially play out. It's not being fully certain in the sense that the market will go here by this date. It's just, you know, I expect it to potentially get to this point based off of this reason or this confluence. And we're just going to play it out. We're going to see how it plays out over time. And it's not hard. You get in, move here, you get in the move here, or you could just play the long-term move, get in and be into the trade for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, potentially even a month until it hits that overall TP. There's so many ways to play it. You can be versatile. You can have two different accounts. I have one account as a swing account, hold it for a week. Another account, you just get into individual trades, a daily trade. I mean, let's go to the hourly, right? These are all little trades that you could have taken, right? Excuse me. But like this trade right here, higher low, you can get on this exhaustion. You can get in like beforehand here, bullish engulfing right there. That's a move right there. You can get in based off this area of support. You could have gotten in like here, stop loss below here. You would have probably gotten clapped, but it is what it is. You could have gotten in right here. You can gotten right here based off the higher low. There's so many ways to play it, right? So many ways to play it. So many ways to go about it. You could have gone in down here and held the entire time. So I love this trading game. I love this. I love analyzing. I love talking about it. If you want to reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep running it up and being better traders every single day. Every single. Catch y'all in the next video. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.